I'm in that current place in the military where the spark is gone. Now, this is where you ask the question, well, do you really need a spark in terms of your everyday life? Like, do you constantly need to be in that phase of mystery and the unknown and you're so special, the mystery behind something? Does that constantly need to be there? Do you constantly need to be in a place of discovery? And my answer a couple years ago may have been no. You just commit and you discipline, you're consistent, and the troops and the ground troop. No, my answer today is quite different. There's something about risk that is necessary not only to get a higher return on investment. You have to have some skin in the game, but beyond that, you're only going to live once. So I don't see the point of living a mundane, cubicle based, predictable life when I'm going to die one day. I'm going to die one day. You're going to die one day. And again, this conversation tends not to come up until someone has died, until we have died, or a close loved one has died, and then all of a sudden, kind of, for usually 24-hour period or a week, we kind of reflect on our life and the value of life, and then we kind of go back to our daily schedules. I've constantly talked on this channel about my morning schedule and getting up at a certain time and make sure that I get certain things accomplished every single day before I go to work. That's perfect. But there comes a moment where I want to live, and not predictably, but I want to live an adventure. Not that I'm living chaotically, but I don't have control of everything. One thing you'll notice in the military is that you don't have control, but you don't need a lot of control. You don't need to worry about life insurance or your dental insurance or your eye insurance or where your check's coming from or your rent or there's ways to squander and to live foolishly. But a lot of things are taken care of for you. A lot of things are taken care of for you. They've thought of everything in most cases before you got here. So you're not worried about, where do I live? Well, there's on-base housing. If you want to live on base, you can just apply for on-base housing. How do I get around? These things have been addressed way before you got here. That spark tends not to exist in a long career unless you're doing a lot of transitioning, a lot of changing, such as switching jobs or deploying a lot or PCSing a lot. And even that can be predictable relative to how often you do it, the more you know about it. So I'm in that current place where I'm realizing I don't value stability or predictability as much as I thought I did. My actions show that I'm constantly pursuing those things relative to the environment I'm in. I'm in the military. I'm not pursuing what I thought I pursued. As much as I talk about my love of travel and exploration and seeing the world, I really haven't seen that much of the world. And if I did switch into a traveling AFSC such as loadmaster or flight attendant or boom operator, something like that, I still wouldn't be traveling the way I want to be traveling. I will be going and moving around at the pace of the mission. That's still not how I want to travel. If I went to Korea, I'm trying to be off base like consistent like the entire time. I'm not trying to be working 12s. Or if I go to Ramstein and they immediately just you work 12 shift work, all that. I'm in Germany. I'm trying to see everything. All that tells me is that if I want something different, then my pursuit has to be different. If I want something different than everyone else has, I can't do the same thing everyone else is doing. I can't stay in this position of comfort and stability and predictability if I want something that's adventure-based or discovery-based or spark-based or there's mystery and there's exploration, adventure. I can't do both. And I've been trying to. I've been trying to do the military thing, do 20 years, get the guaranteed check, also do the YouTube thing. Can I truly do both? Well, the issue is, yes, I can do both, but I'll have to do it not being happy. You don't understand how long a week is, a 24-hour period is when every moment feels like an eternity. When you feel like every moment is an hour long, every day is a week long, every week is a year long. Imagine 20 years of simply not being happy. How many times do I need to go to mental health to realize, all right, maybe maybe this is not it. Try something different. Try something different. I constantly talk about creating change. Constantly talk about that. Creating change, not reacting to it, not waiting for it to happen to you, but creating it. Which means if your goal tells you this is the following actions that are required of you if you want to go there. If you want to go overseas, you need a passport. There's no negotiating. That's the route you have to take. You must accomplish that. And there are people like myself who are saying, you know what, I'm gonna try to go overseas, but I'm gonna try to do it a different way. I don't need the passport. I'm gonna take a raft over there. A rubber raft, inflatable raft, cool. I'm gonna do that and bypass customs and bypass everything else. No, no. And even if you do achieve the ability to go overseas, you're gonna hit a ton of friction. A ton of friction. It's meant to be harder because you're going way out of the way to do something that's already been. There's a path for it already. There's a path for it. I'm not saying that my way is not possible. It's not even. It's maybe highly probable that I could achieve what I want through this current path I'm on. But what if there's a better way?